In July 1947, a small town in New Mexico became ground zero for one of the most enduring mysteries of the 20th century, the Roswell Incident. What started as reports of a crashed UFO quickly escalated into a web of secrecy and speculation. Was it an extraterrestrial spacecraft, as some believe, or a covert military operation concealed by the government? Let's find out, unraveling the mystery of the alien crash. In the years right after World War II, reports of strange flying objects started pouring in from all over the world. Allied pilots had already reported seeing similar, unidentified flying objects, UFOs during the war, also known as Foo Fighters. To add to the mystery, the Nazis had been experimenting with rocket-propelled missiles during the war, and after the war, the Allies took over these programs, sparking a revolution in weapons technology. As tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union rose during the Cold War, fears of a missile gap led to an arms race, with wild rumors flying about each other's technological advancement. Then, in 1947, earthly concerns were suddenly overshadowed by what seemed like an extraterrestrial visitation, putting Roswell, New Mexico on the world map. You see, back in late June 1947, W. Mac Brazel, a rancher in New Mexico, stumbled upon a strange debris field on his land near Roswell. Soon after, local authorities were called in, followed by military personnel from the Roswell Army Airfield, RAAF. Rumors began to spread like wildfire about the recovery of material from a damaged alien spacecraft and even the bodies of its extraterrestrial crew. Initially, the base confirmed the retrieval of a flying disc and its inspection at the Roswell Army Airfield. However, within a day, a correction was issued, stating that the debris was from a downed weather balloon. This sparked decades of speculation and conspiracy theory. Fast forward to 1978, when the infamous Roswell incident resurfaced. A whistleblower claimed that the weather balloon story was merely a smokescreen. Allegations surfaced.
A press release said it was a flying disc, but that was later changed to a weather balloon.
Suggesting that photographs of the balloon wreckage were staged, while the actual spacecraft had been secretly whisked away for analysis. Furthermore, individuals involved in the incident were purportedly sworn to secrecy. As time went on, researchers uncovered witnesses who supported the theory that a crashed alien spaceship had been recovered and transported to the mysterious Area 51 in Nevada. There, it was rumored that the spacecraft was reverse engineered by U.S. military technicians. What's more, there were tales of extraterrestrial beings being retrieved from the crash site and supposedly undergoing autopsy. Kenneth Arnold and the birth of UFO lore.
Believers say an unidentified flying object crashed deep into Roswell, New Mexico. The U.S. government didn't confirm that it found a UFO, but officials did say they recovered debris.
Historian and broadcaster David Clark posits that unraveling the Roswell incident's origins requires revisiting events from 2 weeks earlier, on June 24th, 1947, over 1,000 miles northwest. According to him, the pivotal moment occurred when private pilot Kenneth Arnold was flying his small aircraft over Washington State's Cascade Range. As he approached Mount Rainier, he spotted what he described as a formation of strange aircraft in the distance, flying in echelon formations like geese or ducks. Arnold believed these peculiar vessels, later termed bat-wing shape, were traveling at supersonic speeds, an unheard-of feat at the time, as the sound barrier wouldn't be officially breached until October 14th that year by U.S. Air Force officer Charles Yeager. He immediately radioed Yakima Air Base, and upon landing, news of his sighting spread like wildfire across the United States.
Top test pilots who I got to interview 20 years ago, and he told this amazing story about a really close sighting of a UFO that he'd had at Farnborough Airfield in 1950.
Clark. Newspaper reporters swarmed around him. Arnold's analogy of the object's motion, resembling a saucer skipping over a pond, captivated the media, coining the term flying saucer. The story went viral, Clark notes, spreading within 48 hours of Kenneth Arnold's report, igniting a wave of sightings and reports of saucer-shaped flying objects across North America and Europe. During this fervor, the Roswell Army Airfield dispatched Major Jesse Marcel and Captain Sheridan Cavett to investigate debris found near Roswell. While Cavett maintained the wreckage appeared mundane, Marcel became convinced it was something very, very unusual. Not of American origin, the airbases claimed that the discovery was just a weather balloon, dismissed the idea of something more mysterious. The summer in New Mexico was soon forgotten. Clark, who owns many books on UFOs, says the Roswell incident wasn't mentioned in publications during the 1950s and 1960s. Years later, after the U.S. government's reputation suffered due to the JFK assassination and the Vietnam War, people became more skeptical. This skepticism helped the 1980 book The Roswell Incident by Charles Berlitz and William Moore gain popularity, suggesting a government cover-up. Clark points out that the authors re-interviewed witnesses like Jesse Marcel, who believed UFOs were real spacecraft. Conspiracy theorists like Marcel even suggested that the government used threats to silence whistleblowers. Some people who worked in the Roswell morgue recalled seeing small bodies of creatures guarded by armed men. By the end of the 20th century, the Roswell incident had become a significant part of UFO lore and popular culture. In the 1990s, it featured in the X-Files TV series and the movie Independence Day, becoming ingrained in the American imagination, much like the JFK conspiracy. Myths, conspiracies, and government secret. The unusual debris rancher Mac Brazel discovered on his land was later identified by intelligence officer Major Jesse Marcel as consisting of balsa wood, tinfoil, and metal strips. Officially, these materials were part of a high-altitude balloon, though their presence in that remote location raised suspicion. It was later revealed that these remnants belonged to a secretive balloon project called Mogul, launched by the U.S. Navy and CIA from Alamogordo Army Airfield, just 150 miles from Roswell. In 1994, the U.S. Congress investigated these events and confirmed the existence of Project Mogul. This operation aimed to detect Soviet nuclear tests by sending large balloon trains into the jet stream, equipped with cameras and tracking devices. Clark, an expert on the incident, noted that a balloon documented as missing shortly before Brazel's discovery could not be definitively linked to the Roswell debris, although the timing was suspicious. The incident gained renewed attention in 1997 when the U.S. Air Force released another report. This report suggested that the stories of humanoid creatures found near Roswell were likely due to false memory. Clark explained that these reports stem from the military's use of dummies in high-altitude parachute tests, which were part of a program to understand the effects on pilots ejecting from aircraft at great height. Clark also pointed out that the Roswell incident perpetuated the classic trope of celestial visitor, likening the idea of aliens and flying saucers to ancient myths of gods or angels descending to impart sacred knowledge. These supposed crashes always occurred in remote areas, reinforcing the mysterious allure surrounding the Roswell incident. Clark suggests that Roswell has become a key story for the atomic age, blending seamlessly into American folklore. He points to a similar event in Aurora, Texas from 1897, where a UFO supposedly crashed into a windmill. The townsfolk claim to have found the body of a Martian pilot and pieces of the craft with mysterious symbols, which they buried in the local cemetery. Clark explains that this was actually a hoax to draw visitors to the town after it was bypassed by the railway. He highlights the striking similarities between this tale and the Roswell incident. Clark also mentions that the Roswell conspiracy theory might actually serve the interests of the U.S. military. He suggests that some former military and intelligence personnel might have fueled the idea that extraterrestrials crashed in 1947. Stories about Area 51 and the reverse engineering of alien technology create a powerful narrative. Clark believes that the military finds this story useful as a disinformation tool, hinting at advanced alien technology to deter enemies. Among conspiracy theories, Clark views Roswell as relatively harmless. He notes that the idea of extraterrestrials watching over us and possibly coming to save us offers a comforting thought. Compared to other conspiracy theories and myths, he considers Roswell to be one of the most positive. It feeds into a hopeful belief that we are not alone in the vast universe and that someone out there might care about it. Earlier this year, the U.S. government acknowledged that it has developed, tested, and flown prototype aircraft, some of which have been observed and reported as UFO. The Pentagon revealed that some of these systems had a saucer or triangle-shaped appearance and could hover in the air. In February, the U.S. Department of Defense's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office published the initial volume of its historical investigation into UAP, Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena. The report links military technology related to UFOs back to the end of World War II and the infamous Roswell Incident of 1947. It asserts that all available evidence suggests these sightings were misidentified, genuine, and highly classified national security project. The disclosure marks a significant step in the government's transparency regarding these mysterious aerial sightings, prompting widespread interest and speculation about the true nature of these unidentified phenomena. What's your take on the Roswell incident? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into UFO mysteries, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more intriguing content.